Hello, welcome to this lecture and introduction to epistemology. Today we are going to discuss about memory, introspection and self-consciousness. If you take a look on this slide, you can find that, and I mentioned that our memories are not very clear and they are less vivid, and then obviously we tend to forget the things quite often, and based upon our less vivid memories we are justifying the things. So that's important thing in epistemology, that we must keep in mind that the knowledge or experience that we have is sometimes not clear, sometimes get vivid, less vivid, and the reason behind is medical, in term of medical, which I can explain like that. If you see the structure of the brain, or you can see that visual, you can see that our memories are actually present in our brain temporal lobe. If you see the blue section of the brain, it is a part where the memories have been stored, whereas the intelligence, judgment and behavior have been stored in different part of the brain, which is the frontal lobe. So you can see that the memory is stored in different section of brain, and the intelligence and judgment have been stored in the other part of the brain. So it means that, and the third thing is the language, which is highlighted in the green, is present in the green section. So you can see very clearly that these all three are very important part in grasping the information or experience, and then our brain will use them to decide the things, or to be rational in actions. And if you see that these all three sections are quite part away, and they are not closely packed, they are in different section of the brain. So it means that our brain are interconnected and is a form of a neural network which is connecting different sections of the brain, and then when it work together, then we able to make the decisions with the memory, with the information that is stored. And I already mentioned that, because why our memory is less vivid, is not clear, because it is present in a separate part of the brain. So sometime in processing the behavior information, the memory is not clear, and then sometimes people that, for example, having dementia, this occur because this section of the brain is not working, especially the temporal lobe is not communicating with other part of the brain. So to be good in actions, all three sections have to be worked together to have more clear understanding of the things. So that's actually you can see in terms of medical, and you can see why our memories is less vivid. So when we talk about the next thing, which is about introspection and self-knowledge, I have put the definition I found, and it is defined as the examination of one ounce conscious thoughts and feelings. Like, for example, this could be explained in terms of the picture that you can see, that someone is, for example, making something like making a table or making a leather, and you can see that how people able to do with so expert, with so good in their work, or in their developing some tools, like you can see here. So it means that people use their knowledge, and then with this knowledge they can able to do the things. So the important thing I want to explain, that before I want to explain introspection, is about the self-knowledge, and the self-knowledge will come with the help of experience with time. So if someone able to design some web page, if someone have experience to develop a ladder, if someone have experience to do some experiments or research, everything is based upon the person knowledge. And that self-knowledge is with the time improve with the time, if you learn new things, and people usually learn new things with time. But when we talk about introspection, it's about examination of your own thoughts, which in psychology is defined as a process of introspection rely on observation of one's own mental health. And while in spiritual context, it may be referred to the examination of one's soul. So, if someone is asking there about himself or herself, that who am I, or the question that why I behave like this, is about your own mental thought, and you are thinking about yourself, that why I behave in that context, why I, for example, if someone is quite angry all the time, if someone is sad or depressed, so sometimes people ask the question from himself or herself that why I behave like that, and then this is the interrogation or inspection of our own mental health, and that examination is considered as introspection. Whereas the self knowledge is about the knowledge that people acquire either from the experience, or people obviously like some, if you go to the university you get the knowledge, and then that knowledge you will use this in your practical life. So I put this paragraph from the textbook. So you can see, like I mentioned here, that for example, if someone is cutting the wine, or it's how it occur like, for example, person have to recall what he had did before. For example, if the student know how to build, for example, how to develop a game, so obviously the student will recall his memory, that how he have or she have developed before, or how he have or she have learned before, and then they use this, and then they, after using it, they develop something. So again, this is also kind of introspection, like you are going back with your previous memory, recalling it, and then developing the thing, which is also introspection. And introspection is also like, for example, you are introspecting your own belief or your own behavior. So it's a quite broad topic, and I think we will discuss in our detailed lectures in future. So for example, the cutting of the tree with the axe, or doing anything, is in term of like using your own imaginary and then performing the actions, and then it is also part of the self knowledge. I also put this important circle, which consists of different information about self awareness, because self awareness is not a single thing. It consists of multiple things. Like for example, if I start from sensory data, we already know about 5 different senses. So obviously these senses will use for observation of the thing, like for example, how the apple look like, how the, for example, table is look like, then the description of the thing, like for example, the feature of the thing, like for example, our human body consists of eyes, nose, hair, lips. These are our description of our body, human body. Our human body consists of vital organs like heart, liver, and kidney. Then the sensory data also helpful for giving you some examples. Like I give you a lot of examples in my lectures, and that these are also the examples that obviously my sensory data will collect, and then I will give to you. Then the sensory data is also helpful for collecting the facts and figures, and that fact and figures obviously is helpful for developing the knowledge. So then if you see the other section, like the awareness, self awareness wheel also consists of the thoughts, and the thoughts consist of assumptions of something, like if Haris is a good person, and if you trust him, then you give him your keys to him, or you give him something, which I already mentioned before, that if someone is good, you assume that he is good, and then you keep going on your task with him with these assumptions. Or when we talk about mathematical assumptions, like for example, when we talk about assumption in the physics, like E is equal to mc square, then these assumptions will obviously testified, and then later on develop a theory, and then later on it develop a law. Then we have also the belief, certain beliefs, like we discussed before, true beliefs and false belief in before. Then interpretation of some knowledge or some information. Like then we have expectations, evaluation, opinions. Then we have the other section, which is feelings, which a person could be happy, frustrated, disappointed, sad, and angry. So you have to say that the last, which is about the actions. Like for example, we divide the actions into present, past, and future. So in the present and past, we're talking about person, behavior, statement, and activities, whereas in the future we plan, propose, and promises. We will discuss these all information later on in detail, but this is just a definition. It's just not a definition, but it's just like a brief information that our self-awareness consists of multiple informations, and the major part consists of thoughts, sensory data, feelings, and our actions are actually on these data, thoughts, and feelings to do the actions in the present, past, or future. Or the other thing, that was other people looking the other person, and they also they also observing the things on us, and then this is a cycle that work together. So thank you so much for today's lecture. Hope to see you again, and we will see in next lecture about reason and rational reflection. Thank you.